this is Nicole, and this is
Adam, and we are the Graced Farm. Today's video, what we're going to go over is all the seeds that we have purchased for this season. This is our first year of using Baker's Creek. We got the nice catalog.
It's beautiful.
Yep. Nicole enjoyed going through it many nights. She would browse through it and then finally came up with her list. And what we're going to do today is we're going to go over the seeds that we purchased for this season. Now, there are other companies that you can use in regards to getting your seeds. There's Haas. You can also get it from your big box stores, or apparently even Dollar Tree or Dollar General has them as well. But so, Nicole, if you'd like to go over it.
Yep. So last year we just actually threw seeds out into our garden. It was a try and see if we actually like it and if anything actually grows. We didn't do any fertilizer. We didn't prune anything. We just threw stuff out, and we actually got a good amount of food out of there and learned a lot along the way too. So this year we're making a very good effort, and we have a really big plan. It's already been scratched out a lot. So
this is plan 45. So there'll be many more. We
don't eat anything super strange. So all of our stuff is pretty basic. We're even adding some things that we probably should eat more of. So we'll see how that goes. Two fun things that we're going to start with, though, just because I am wildly curious, is birdhouse gourds and, and loofahs. Now, these take a really long time, and we have a dedicated space and cattle panel trellis, which we'll show you once we get out into the garden. It's not cold outside. But these are going to be super fun, and they take a really long time, like all the way until you got to start them indoors, and then they go all the way to the first frost. So that's going to be an interesting... Yeah, we've watched lots of videos, so, now we're experts.
Yeah, everybody says that you just have to be patient with them. But once they do finally, you're able to harvest them, it's pretty interesting. But you just have to be very patient with it.
So we're that's going to be our test of patience this year, hopefully. Yep. I'm the only one that eats these in this house, so hopefully I'll have lots of to share with everybody. But it's our peppers. I did a mini bell pepper. Why not? Because it's a rainbow and they're cute. And then this one will just be regular green peppers, even though they're red on the package. And then the other one that we got is it's a jalapeno. So I like the flavor of jalapenos, but not the heat. I know that's very weird. Adam is like, no thank you at all. So being able to make jalapeno poppers out of these, and maybe some not so hot cowboy candy that we'll do hopefully a video on at the end of the season. So I'm very excited about these three. I'm the only one in the house excited about those. And then to our two, we hope will be very productive tomatoes. Now, we have heard that paste tomatoes are really good for canning because they're not so juicy. They're a lot more meaty. And we hope to have all things canned tomato. Tomato sauce, pizza sauce.
Pizza sauce. You can also do... Can't you do barbecue sauce with it too?
You can do barbecue sauce. Maybe if we have enough, we'll even venture into ketchup. We just want to try all the things. Why not, right? Yeah. And then we got a regular tomato, which can also be canned. But we know a lot of people that like to eat them fresh. And weirdly enough, I don't like them fresh. But I still want all the canned tomato things. So we're going to give those a try. And then because we have some little friends that love cherry tomatoes, we are going to do these micro tom tomatoes and also be able to give these out as gifts, I think, just in little pots as thank yous or as whatever. Plus the chickens. This is a great thing just to pop off and give the chickens a snack. So, let's see, what else? What could I look here? Okay. Shall we go to squash?
Squash land.
All right, so we actually have 4 different kinds of squash that we're going to do. 2 of the normal, because we are not super adventurous. It's just zucchini and yellow summer squash. We're hoping to... We actually planted these last year, and they took off. They did really, really well. And I had no idea how big a squash plant can get and take over. So we have a plan to grow more but to take it vertical.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to see how that goes. I'm excited.
And if you guys are curious about the vertical growing, just go to YouTube and type in vertical growing for tomatoes and squash. And there's videos out there, and it's very fascinating. It actually does make sense for space saving. So this year we're going to try that, because the squash, I mean, it took over a whole bed. But it produced a lot, and so did the cucumbers, but like it was just massive. And so we're going to try and utilize as much space as we can in our bed. And so we're going to do vertical for the squash and also tomatoes.
Now, these are two things that, one, I can honestly say I have never had, but hear good things about. And the other one, I'm just curious, because apparently, okay, so the first one, I'll just get straight to it, is the vegetable squash, which is like the spaghetti squash. So it's the one that you can roast and string and make into noodles. I'm just very curious about that, and why not try it, and also an alternative to pasta. So we're going to give those a try. And the other one is the butternut squash. Apparently with this, after they harvest, because they have such a thick skin, they can actually sit for a little bit longer. So while we're going through the rest of the things we have harvested, these, even though they're ready to be taken off the vine, can sit for a little bit longer than everything else that's fresh coming off the vine. So this will be good for us to keep and maybe eat into early fall. So I'm excited about that. Cucumbers. We have 2 different types. We got a free seed for Baker's Creek because it's been enough. So we're going to try it. Why not? Because the back says that it's really good for pickling and that it's burpless. People that don't like cucumbers, like Adam,
I don't mind them. Like you do.
Doesn't understand that, but if you like them, you understand.
Yeah.
You understand that. And then I got these, the Market More, because I heard they're really productive and good for pickling. So I'm interested in doing that and all the cucumber things. So hopefully those will turn out good. Now, here's one thing that we probably need to eat more of, and I'm very curious about, because they look beautiful when I see them in people's gardens, is broccoli. Just run-of-the-mill standard broccoli. So, and we're going to plant this in succession so that we don't end up with 15 heads of broccoli at one time.
And then when we go to eat it, just smother it with cheese.
Yeah.
That's about the only way. You need some cheese with that broccoli.
Peas. I hear you need a lot of peas to be able to can peas. So we have 2 counterpanel trellises that have little rows or little bars, I guess, every 4 inches. And this is supposed to be spaced out every 4 inches. So we're probably going to end up with, like, quick math, I don't know, a lot, hopefully. And they will grow up over the trellis and will be easy to pick, and we don't have to get for them on the ground. But these are supposed to be really good and have a lot in there. It's the tall telephone peas.
Plus, also, it will provide some shade when we're out there. We can go underneath the little canopy and kind of cool down a little bit.
Now, this one, I just have this envision when I think about simple life and living out in the country, is just sitting on the porch, snapping beans. Never did that as a kid, but it just sounds like something I want to do with kids out in the yard, and we just have one. But neighborhood kids or our friends' kids and the dogs, just being outside, just sitting on the back porch. So we have Blue Lake bush beans, and these are supposed to be, I've watched a couple videos on it, and they get pretty big, but we're also, I think, going to plant those in a little bit of a succession too, so I don't have to snap beans all summer. So that's going to be interesting. And I hope we have enough to can. I really want canned green beans. And we go through a can of green beans a week. So if you think about that, even our small family of 3, that's 52 weeks in a year.
Yeah, that's a lot of beans.
That's a lot of canned green beans. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. This is an adventure for us and you.
Oh, I got to point out one thing. What I like about the Baker's Creek is it makes it really easy. It gives you all the information you're going to need on this top area up here. And I just find that very fascinating, because I'll sit here. I mean, Nicole knows more about seeds and everything, and I'll just sit here and be like, oh, okay. So it sprouts in 7 to 14 days, ideal temp. It gives you the seed depth.
There's a little bit of history of these, because they're heirloom seeds. So there's a little bit of history on the back of them, and of course all the planting instructions. So
yeah, so it's awesome. It's pretty much dummy proof.
And then so Okay, corn. We gotta talk about corn.
Yeah, our corn epically failed last year.
We tried corn in a raised bed.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not supposed to. You're not supposed to do that. And it did not turn out well at all. We didn't plant a whole lot, but it ended up with this weird,
like a fungus. Yeah.
Which, when you looked it up, everybody's like, "Oh, it's a delicacy. You should try it." I'm sorry.
No.
It looked so gross. I just could not do it. But people talked about it a lot. I don't remember what it's called, but I was like,
no, can't do that. I mean, like, our ears were not even that big. I mean, it was an epic fail. But once again, last season, like, we were just trying it out, seeing if we could even grow anything, and we were successful. And so now we're actually going to hone in on those skills, fertilize, and do what we need to in order to properly take care of these.
And do them
plants
in the ground.
Yes.
So we just got just some super sweet corn here. And then I saw this on Baker Creek and just couldn't help myself. It is actually Amish butter, which is actually, this is the Amish butter corn, and apparently it's like popcorn.
Yeah, I'm very curious about that one.
So you let it dry out on the stalks, and we're going to have popcorn.
If any of you have experience with this, please comment below. We're just really curious.
Or am I not understanding? Either way, we're going to find out. We went to... Okay, so melons. Last year we did this. We actually did produce some. It took over the beds more than I thought that it would.
Yep.
And not doing any fertilizer or anything, we actually got pretty good sized watermelons and cantaloupe. The cantaloupes were really good.
Yeah, very juicy. I mean, it was great.
It was good. And we did those in a raised bed. This year I think we might change that up a little bit. We'll see.
Yeah.
But we've got the strawberry watermelon, which tends to be, it's super pink and not as many seeds. So I'm excited about that. And then we just got a sweet passion cantaloupe. So I'm assuming that's just a run-of-the-mill cantaloupe. I'm excited about that. And then to add fun things, little pumpkins. And hopefully this is like jack-o'-lantern. It's a Connecticut field squash, basically, but it's just like a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. So hopefully the front porch will be covered in hand-carved pumpkins.
We'll see.
We'll see. Let's go to, all right, carrots. So,
yeah.
Me not knowing anything about gardening last year, I was like, yeah, let's plant some carrots. And so I planted some carrots, and I quickly learned, and everybody's going to laugh at this, I just know they are. I learned that one seed produced one carrot. So when I planted 9,
we should get 9 carrots.
Yeah. So, yeah, we didn't even end up with enough for, like, a veggie tray. So,
if that.
We didn't fertilize them. We planted them in the middle of the summer. These are supposed to go out in the spring and in the fall. So we'll be adjusting that this year. And obviously you need a lot because this seed packet comes with 800. Yeah. So I should know that you need a lot.
Yep. And we're going to space those out. So once again, we don't end up with all our carrots at one time. We're going to plant them maybe a week or 2 apart.
Yes.
So
maybe 25 at a time, something like that. Yeah. But we have just the St. Valerie. These are like the long carrots. So like, good 10 to 12 inches. These are going to be a little bit shorter, but they just look so pretty. And so I wanted to. Because I wanted to.
Yeah.
Why
just
not?
Try it out. How are you going to know if you like it if you don't try it?
So one thing that we also wanted to try, that we are going to build a bed closer to the house because it needs shade. And our backyard is full of shade, except for right up against the house.
Full of sun.
Full of sun, sorry. I bought I got one free, but 4 different kinds of lettuce just to try. 2 of them are, it's like the Tom Thumb and, where's it at? Actually, there's a couple. The Little Jim, which is like little romaine lettuce. They're small. So I'm excited about, I think those will be super fun. And then also this Tom Thumb. If you can see the size of the fork, I don't know if these are showing up, but the size of the fork there, I mean, they are just little rounds of, almost like a bigger Brussels sprout is kind of what it looks like. Yeah, but it's lettuce.
That's good.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
But I think those would just be super fun and maybe get us more excited about eating salad.
But we won't be eating Brussels sprouts. No.
And then there's something called the tennis ball lettuce, and these are about, what does it say on the package? They're about 6 to 8 inches in diameter. Now, I've never seen a tennis ball that large, but it's just a little bit bigger head of lettuce, but not like the
full blown. Hey, that's a lettuce.
So, and then we've got just some like cut as you go lettuce and this Merlot lettuce, nice and red. It's gonna be fun. What do we got? Then I've got basil, oregano, and thyme, and lavender. And then I have lots of flowers, and we'll do another video on that. But that's what we have. Mm-hmm. It's going to be exciting to see what happens.
Yep. And then, and one thing we got, and you as well, you need to find out when can you plant your seeds. Like there's certain seeds that need to be started really early, like the loofah and the gourds. Another one is tomatoes need to start early, as well as peppers. And so we're going to be doing a video on those, on the us starting those plants off.
And we'll talk about last frost date, first frost date, and a cool, easy way to figure it out, because I was stressing myself out. And then Adam was like, there's got to be an easier way. Yeah. And he found it.
Yep. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. We're really excited about this season, and hopefully we can have a good harvest, and we just continue this, because we really, really want to not master this, but be successful and provide for our family. Yeah. So if you guys like this video, please consider giving it a like. Also, if you want to see more videos like this, consider subscribing and clicking on the little bell for notifications that indicate when we have our next video up. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.